Why do I have Lodric's camera blocked? No, I don't. I just need to tap in once. Okay. Hello, everyone. We should be live now. And this will be our second session of the 5e campaign aptly titled Roaches. And I probably should have asked before we started going live who would want to do the recap.
Oh boy.
Well, I did took notes, so I feel up to it.
Very cool.
Okay, so the our party all starts in the town of Berg, in the Yawning Snail Inn, where we were approached by a guard asking to help him with finding his master and liege, the Duke, that has gone missing. We informed a bit about where he was last seen, and we were pointed towards a town or a village, I think 2 days from the city of Berg.
Yes.
We also got some information about the fact that they think that there were some cultists active or responsible for the theft, not the theft, the kidnapping. So we set forth and stayed overnight in an inn. And at breakfast, it's not the Yawning Snail, but another inn, we were attacked by multiple swarms of roach-like insects. They attacked the landlord and started to plunder everything that was considered food. And we opened the attack, tried to ward them off, managed to kill a few of the swarms, and then suddenly, when most of the supplies were taken, the roaches retreated. It was a behavior quite strange for roaches. So we continued our journey and arrived at the village. Strange happening, because everything that was considered to be living or alive was stripped and gone from the village. Trees, crops, food, anything. Well, most of those things. We did went into one of the buildings, found a trap door, and inside there was a kind of a cellar with a wounded soldier. Apparently he was working for the Duke, I think, because he also had some scrolls with the Duke's insignia.
Yes.
Although we could not read the scrolls because they were protected by some kind of magic. And then the guard pointed out a cave in which the kidnappers went with the Duke. We went into the cave and saw that several people, or the people of the village, were forced into the cage and chained on the wall. Some of those people started to transform into some kind of insectoid demon. And in the middle was kind of an altar, I think.
A pile of meat, basically.
A pile of meat, from which also a strange demon-like insectoid emerged. We opened, of course, combat, and after some successful and less successful bouts of combat, we managed to ward them off. The guards of the Duke, or at least two guards, revealed themselves as being some kind of devils that used illusion magic to disguise themselves, and asked that we kept the thing secret for now. And that's basically where we stopped the session, I think.
We
We
you
brought
also
the guards back to the guy, and they accompanied us, like guiding him back to town, basically.
yeah,
Yes, indeed.
and basically it is planned that you I think you guys planned or have been told about actually visiting the Duke and basically the next big city over.
We also wanted to visit the slums, I think,
Yeah, you
or
wanted
the
to
insectoid raids.
you wanted to investigate the slums and in the time you would take to investigate the slums, Mel
I mean, do they
wanted to,
even speak the same language as we do? Like, because that's like one of the main problems. I don't think they do.
you mean roachlings in the slums?
Yeah.
They are humanoids. They they very much do.
All right then.
I think it's more of like a social stigma sort of thing.
Yeah. They just smell terribly, so no one wants to really employ them or anything. So most of
I
them
see.
are like petty criminals and similar things.
Okay.
Now, what were you saying? I think you were referring to me about something.
You wanted to silver, yeah, Mel wanted to silver some ammunition, I think. And
Yeah,
I
you
wanted
wanted
to
me to make a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
an Arcana roll, or I think I said Arcana or history? Or did I just say Arcana?
It might have been religion and Arcana, or one of
Arcana
the
or religion
two.
roll before you do that.
Okay, let's see what I'm better at. They look to be the same. Let's go with religion.
By the way, just because of the static thing, Ludwig, can you mute yourself while you're not talking?
Yes, no problem.
Yeah. You wouldn't really know of like any demons with like a silver weakness.
Can I assist him because I might know about this stuff?
Yeah.
Sure.
How you do assistance in your games?
I would say as long as you're proficient in it, you can. I mean, if it was in combat, you would need to spend like your action, but right now you can just basically give them
I'm not
advantage.
proficient in it. That's the thing. I'm not proficient in history or religion.
I said Arcana or religion.
I'm not proficient in Arcana either. I'm very, very wrong wizard.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not sure
I'll
what that-
just allow it due to like your specific background.
Is that him rolling, or is that just me rolling again?
Yeah,
Because of...
just roll again.
Okay.
Because I don't want to give like advantage after the roll with like, you know, because you can see what you would have gotten if you had advantage. Okay.
Jesus
And it's
fucking
literally
Christ.
the same again. Okay, yeah.
Above the 50% mark, at least.
Yeah. Now, you both don't know about any like demons with silver weakness or non-silver resistance.
It must have just ricocheted weird. That's why they didn't take full damage. figure it out later.
Was there even a thing that didn't take full damage?
I
Like
think
that
the
was-
one thing, but I hit it so hard that like it still died.
No, it was from like the fireballs. They didn't take full damage, not from your bolts.
I thought
Yeah.
it was one of them.
Technically, there are some fiends that are resistant to magic from weapon attacks. If they're not silver, they're like very specific subset. There is also subset that's resistant to just plain non-magical, and there is subset that's resistant to non-magical that's not adamantine.
But like
Yeah.
common demons are not like don't have like the silver thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I
they
thought
just
Dretches did.
I think it's like
They just-
specifically like the one like shapeshifter demon that has like the silver thing.
I thought it was one of them that we shot. It's my bad. I thought that I just rolled so high damage that like it's like yeah it's resistant, but it still nuked it because it doesn't have a lot of HP.
Yeah, you will have to have a magical weapon if you want to overcome the resistance, I think, because that's like the most reliable thing.
Oh yeah,
The
for
most
sure.
reliable thing.
And then
But
there's
that dude's
like
a stubborn ass about magic.
and then there's like the one fiend that only takes like what is immune to any physical damage that isn't piercing damage from a good coming from a good aligned creature or something.
You're citing your Archdukes of Hell.
No, it's
Thanks,
just a
but
random
no
one.
thanks.
Yeah,
I
if
think
we're
it's
fighting
just a
that route,
random
we're fucked.
Rakshasa, which is still very high, but it's like not an Archduke.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Rakshasa do have like random
Yeah.
resistance or immunities. But yeah, like, if we're fighting one of those, we're pretty fucked anyways.
Yeah.
'Cause they do a
It's
lot
only a
of.
matter of perspective.
I mean, it's
Well, I
just it's just CR13. Shouldn't be too
Yeah,
bad.
but
I mean, at level 13, I'm not scared of any fucking Rakshasa, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Because at
well-
that point, I'll have force gauge.
Well, there's a difference between like a brute like CR like high and then like a
Yeah.
more utilitarian or like weird mental fuck you up sort of thing like a Rakshasa would. Because a brute you can just kite around and like someone's gonna get nuked, which sucks, but that's all they're really gonna do. Whereas the other things are gonna mess with you the entire time. Like there's that one devil just I'm invisible the entire time and I can teleport. Have fun with this combat.
Yeah.
And he's talking mad shit the entire time.
Anyway,
I think that demon is also ventriloquist at the same time, so he can send his voice.
Yeah.
let's
The one that you're
start.
talking about.
Let's start with. Where's my character name list? There. Finrenor's investigation.
Okay.
So give.
So when I do I have to give the roll? Okay, what roll?
I mean, describe it first, and then I'll let you do the investigation roll. I think.
Well, I really want to find anyone who can give me an insight into the anatomy of the roaches that we found, and anyone who can describe to me, what are the connections between possibly the cultists, the fiend, the abyss, and their race, if there is any.
Yeah, and I think you had the medallion. Right? That medallion with like the fiend, the like.
Yeah, the
fiendish
cultist
looking-
symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Alright,
Yeah.
23.
So after asking around in the slums a lot, most people are like there's a guy
Normal.
there's a guy called Bak Gzar who that you already from the name he's a roachling, and he's like known for like knowing everything that's going on in the city. So if there's anyone who knows anything about like weird cult activity or anything, it would probably be him.
Okay. Well, I noted it down. Come back to the party asking, I've asked around. And it would seem that there is one person that can help us in our endeavors. It's a Roachling. His name is Bagzar, and he's what we call in the know. Shall we pay him a visit before we leave for the Duke?
If you think it'll help us, then sure.
I do think it will help us. Arahan, what about you?
Fine by me.
Yeah, just have your weapons at the ready. I don't know what can unfold.
I've
Oh.
always got my baby at the ready. Gives
I-
like a nice little shine.
Weapons are less visible, but they are still at the ready.
Yeah.
So, you make your way towards the location where he's described to usually hang around. It's like relatively deep in the slums and in like the Roachling part of the slums. It's on the side of like a big plaza where a lot of like stuff is sold. It's like a very like busy place, but like basically no humans are there. Like you are getting lots of weird stares. And in one of the corners, there's a guy behind a stand. He's selling like um, basically a tailor stand. You have been told that he's like a tailor, but more like he's actually an informant. He just uses that as like a facade. He makes more money with like information selling. And
Information broker.
yeah. And even for like a slum person, he looks like especially shady.
Okay. So I would assume that he's my contact to the Bagzar.
He is that guy. He is Baghdad.
Okay. Hello, my friend. I don't have anything to offer, but I bring many gifts. And I'm just gonna wink at him.
Gifts. What kind of gifts?
What the kind you are looking for? But I always request something in return.
Ah, something in return. What
Yeah,
is it that you
not
want? And he.
I think it's something up your trade, and I'm gonna place the note with the questions that I have, meaning the questions that I've listed before investigation.
Hmm.
And I'm placing the cultist's the pendant on top of it.
Okay. So, what I'm. So you had like uncommon vermin showing up. You found some weird cultists. None of them are roachlings, and for some reason, you decided, yeah, there were roaches, so it must be one of us behind it. Typical for a human.
No, we decided that you might have information about it because A, the symbol resembles a roach, and B, the things that came out of this, whatever the hell it was, resembled roachlings as well.
Hmm.
I don't think you want those creatures in our world, so you might be of very much help here. You don't want people to chastise you or,
Yeah.
to start cleansing of your kind. And if there are roachlings that do exactly like you, they might just start them. I don't want that.
So, I think I have seen one of those pendants recently. But do you have something to help my brain spin a little bit faster? That's not an actual figure of speech. But anyway,
I just imagine a brain like on a racetrack and like
to oil
just
the
go.
gears in my brain, that's better. I think.
I would have. I just don't have any money. Like literally nothing. I have like 3 coppers out of character because I've spent a
How do
lot.
you have no money?
That's not how to buy information.
Yeah, I
How
I
about you?
watched it afterwards. After that,
How
Well,
about
like
you
after I
just
started
take
talking to.
some of like the party's gold with you? I think you
Yeah.
have like 60
Well-
gold lying around.
Yeah,
Well,
60 gold's in the party loot, but
Yeah.
did I? Yeah. Well, Arahant will will look a bit puzzled and will fetch a gold coin. I do have some some back money, and presenting it to Anton, to Finranor. My apologies. And saying, "Is that what?" Oh no, pointing it at the roachling. Is that what you're looking for?
Ah, yes. He quickly grabs it out of your hand, bites it to see if it's like real, pockets it, and it's like, yes, yes. I actually know of someone who wanted to pawn off one of those pendants. I think he said he stole it. I mean, he found it. I think he stole it from one of the. Like, he definitely stole it from a human. Not stole it, found it on a human.
On a human's corpse.
No, no. The human must have just tragically lost it.
Okay.
it is unfortunate.
Yes, it is indeed.
But I only really have seen it once, and the enchanted vermin. I mean, from time to time, you hear about mages that are particularly devious, use such means to get rid of their enemies or starve them out. But I haven't like heard of any major uses, and I mean, demonic cults are popping up left and right. But what you're telling about seems rather big. But I don't really have any information on it in the city other than the pendant that my dear colleague found.
And where would this colleague be nowadays?
Um, he should be. He basically gives you like an address or like this, not an address, like a description how to get to his abode. It's in the slums as well.
Okay.
Is that all, or do you also want to buy something?
I mean, how good does his wares look? Like, probably comparatively, it looks good compared to like the other roachling stuff, but still probably not great.
It's like mostly how do you even call it? Like stitched, basically not napkins. How do you call the things you use to blow your nose again? Why am I blanking on that?
Handkerchief.
Handkerchief.
Yeah, basically like bestitched handkerchiefs and similar stuff. They actually look relatively expensive. Like, yeah.
I wish we had a rogue to steal these things.
Did what?
We had a rogue to steal those things anyway. I'm not interested in handkerchief all that much. Thank you there.
Okay, then hopefully you return soon, and hopefully you bring another one of those memory enhancements with you.
They are a pretty handy tool.
Yes. If at any
Yes, but
point,
not indefinite.
if at any point you need any information or news on the city again, don't forget to visit Baghdad. I'm always happy for new friends with money.
Give him a little nod and reconvene with everybody. So, to this location that he scribbled out for us.
Yeah, I still think we should preserve caution. We don't know
Of
what
course.
will is there. So before we enter, I want to cast Detect Magic ritually. So that
You can probably do that while we're walking, as long as you're doing like low, like no activity.
Yeah. You don't notice like any magic on his rundown house.
can I
Although,
send a familiar in then to double check? I'm super paranoid.
yeah. The only really dangerous thing about the house is that you might just fall through the stairs when they break or something because it's really run down.
I want to use my knowledge in woodworking to see what parts I think we should probably avoid.
Yeah, give me a, I guess, wisdom woodworking roll to avoid that. But also, do you just want to straight up walk into the house? Or do you maybe want to...
I think from the outside I could see like
Yeah,
some pretty dilapidated parts, but I can look more in depth inside as well.
No, the question is, do you just want to walk in or do you want to, like, knock or anything?
I think just looking it over first while he's doing
Okay.
his thing with his
Then
familiar.
you give me, like, a woodworking wisdom roll.
Okay.
Okay. You have a relatively good idea of where you guys can step and where not. So as long as the others follow your steps, you should be fine.
Okay.
Okay. How do you guys want to proceed?
Do we just call them out?
Well, generally, when you're wanting to encroach upon somebody's dwellings, you knock and be polite and let them know your business.
Yeah, I'm gonna take out the dagger and gonna slam the door with the back side of the dagger, like with the what's it called? The pommel.
I'm tempted to let you make a strength roll to see if you accidentally knock the door down.
I have 8 strength. Good luck with that. 7.
Okay.
Not even 8.
Okay.
7.
Okay, for
Whippy,
some reason the
whippy,
fly in my room decides to constantly fly in front of the camera. Anyway. Yeah, there's a female voice answering. What do you want? Are you the guards? We have done nothing.
I assure you we're most certainly not the guards.
Are you the debt collectors then?
Not really?
Then come in.
Okay, why are you scared of debt collectors? It's not like there is a lot of things to take from you anyway.
I mean, I think that's more the issue is if you don't have stuff, they're gonna take stuff.
I mean,
And whatever
you cannot
reparations
take
you-
stuff if there is no stuff. That's the
I mean,
problem.
you can break legs. You can.
I mean,
Yeah, then you're never getting your stuff that you're supposedly
you
owed.
can get evicted or arrested.
Yeah, they could take your child and sell them off. There are ways. Like loan sharks don't care.
You humans are so weird.
It's not like a random slumlord is going to be the most moral person, probably.
Especially in these times that this would all take place.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to step in?
I mean, she offered to let us in, so
Anything I noticed, like any magic in there?
No, none at all.
Okay, good to know.
yeah, Mel's
Okay.
stepping right in, being wary of any weak floorboards and the like.
Yeah. With Mel's help, you manage to not break through anything. Roachlings are like slightly smaller and like way lighter than humans, so they would have way less issues with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, there is you're assuming just because of her voice, female roachling. Basically behind the door, letting you guys in, and asking, "What do you want then? And who are you?"
We want some information, maybe. And we've been told that you may possess it.
Information on what?
Yeah, I'm gonna show exactly the same note and with questions and the culture symbol.
Um,
Looks familiar?
and why would you think that I would know anything about this?
There was this guy. He's very helpful, although forgetful, in the slums called Bagzar. He told us that you may possess some information or some lead on the people with information about this.
Like, I don't have much information about anything. You might be looking for my husband.
Okay. All right then. Where is your husband?
You know how I talked about the guards? He currently is in jail.
Since when?
Like 4 days. I don't know why
Okay.
I had her look at her clock. Especially because wristwatches don't really exist yet.
There was. That was about
But
All right. How to find a jail?
um,
I mean, you'd be very familiar with that.
I mean, it wouldn't be hard to find the jail.
you just ask your guard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got an idea, and I gestured to people to walk out.
Okay.
Do you walk out?
I mean, I don't see any reason to stay in here if they don't have any information.
No, not really a reason to. So
Unless I want to teach her and the kids my craft. I can
Um.
talk at length about that.
Yes.
Okay. Force of habit. Okay. Um. All right, gentlemen. Any suggestions? I really don't want to break into a prison. Maybe we can make some connections to the Duke, and they would let us talk with the guy. Since we're really not interested in all of his criminal stuff, we just want information that's irrelevant, I suppose, to his crimes.
Maybe we could just ask the guard, see if they would let us talk to him.
Yeah, let's try that. What is everyone's charisma? Because mine is 9. I'm not talking to the guards.
Oh, mine's ass. Mine's like 8. But I may be able to be like, yeah, my guild has probably done a little bit of craftsmanship for your armies and stuff. Like,
a whopping 7 for me.
yeah,
Yeah, a bunch of nerds.
not even that. My intelligence is all right.
Mine is stellar.
The solid 13.
Basically, the first guard you would ask would be like, uh, you want to look for, you want to visit that roachling thief.
Yeah, but we're not actually interested in him being a thief. More so, we want information on something he may have stolen from us in the past.
Okay, so if you want to talk to him, you would have to pay his bail.
I mean, I don't really. Let's let the roachling rot. I just need to have a word with him.
I'm not letting you talk with him unless you pay his bail.
I don't have enough to pay the bail.
We don't know how much the baby is.
How much would that bail be, my good sir?
Considering that he has been accused of stealing the mayor's jewels and they still haven't been found, the bail goes for around 10,000 gold pieces.
What if we find the jewels?
I mean, if you find the jewels, you can talk to him.
All right. I may have some ideas where the thing is. Um,
I mean, if the jewels are like a minimum priced for 10,000, then like, because that's probably a
Quite
low
steep.
ball.
It's quite steep.
Yes.
Like, we want to offer that for this roach play. Like at that point, doesn't sound like good business practice. We're taking a huge loss.
By the way, do any of you want to make like an insight check on the guard?
Well, I would like, yes. I do have. I am proficient in it, so.
You're like, you're pretty sure that guy isn't being totally honest. Like something about the like price range. Like either he's talking about like very very powerful like magical jewels or something, or he just pulled a random number out of his ass.
okay, can I walk outside while that's happening and see if there are like any windows, especially in the supposed where the cells are, like barred windows with bars in them?
Yes, there are. For like from the outside, that's like yeah, you can definitely see the barred windows from the outside.
A one barred window?
No, like basically going like along an entire cell track.
Okay, I'm gonna cast detect magic to see if there are like any wards against magic on the jail.
What against magic on the jail?
Yeah.
Okay. What you find is it doesn't go far through walls. There's not much against like scrying into the jail, but yeah. You might see like on some of the doors there's like a magic lock on it.
Okay. So Familiar will look inside each of the windows to try finding roachling.
So um, for like the first 10 cells, um, you actually find just people in there, like filled cells. After that, after like the first 10 cells about, all of the windows have actually been boarded up with metal.
So it's like the no way to see inside of it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so familiar will disappear and appear on the other side of the wall.
Yes. The cells, all of the cells are empty. All of the ones that have been boarded up.
Okay, so I will dismiss him and try reuniting with the party.
And also there's like not really a way to get like from the boarded up cells into like the main tract, because the like doors of the cells are towards the main tract are actually full metal and don't have like ways of looking through.
Okay. Sure, but I can still dismiss the familiar and let it appear near me, right?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. Okay, I'll try reuniting with the party.
Did your little critter figure anything out?
First, jail doesn't have any magical words. There are some magical locks inside of it. I don't see the roachling in any of those cells. Apparently, either her husband is not a roachling, which I think we established he is, right?
Yes.
Or they don't hold him here. What do you acquired? Do you have any new information?
Well, he was not entirely straightforward about the amount of the bail. And although I imagine that the jewels of a duke would be quite worthy a hefty sum.
And it was the mayor of the city.
The mayor. Oh, my apologies. Well, 10,000 gold is a bit high, too high to be reasonable. So I'm not sure that he was entirely correct about it. Which would support your presumption that he could not be held into jail, which means either the woman has lied about her husband, or there is something else going on.
I am also pretty sure that Jules might be somewhere that she, like in a place that she knows about. This is entirely possible.
Yeah, I can drop off the location.
Yeah, something like that. Question: from my criminal background, can I try, asking around, trying to see if like any rumors, stuff like that about the missing jewels? Because something is up.
Yeah. Give me another investigation check.
Okay. It's so good. It's investigation and not some charisma-based shit. Yeah, spoke too soon.
Yeah. No one know. I mean, no one knows anything about the stolen jewels except like on the surface level. That there has been like posters hung out about the mayor's jewels being stolen, and a
Okay.
great
Reward
amount
for the
of money
culprit and stuff.
for the one who finds them.
Yeah. Mm,
That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, I
See?
just wanted to see what I would roll
You
just
missed
on an
six
average.
20s.
We'll see about that.
I mean, that's an average amount of 20s at least.
Yeah. That's above average actually, but never mind.
Yeah, but only very slightly.
Now you're throwing it in the trash. But I guess our course of action is either going back to re-question Roach Lady, or
I think we shouldn't tell her we're questioning her though. Also, maybe we should spy on her, just like and familiar appears on my shoulder.
Okay, so you want to use your familiar to spy on her.
Yeah, basically.
For like a specific like duration? Or
No, just at least we want to question her first, and then I want to see if
okay.
when we will ask her about the jewels and stuff, if she will try to reach the jewel or something like that.
Okay. And you all want to go with them, right?
I honestly would prefer if someone else would do the talking.
The thing is, I think we've established that everyone here is terrible at charisma.
hold on, what's my
Okay.
charisma's bad, but I think I have a +1 in persuasion because it's one of my class skills or something. Or I got it from a
Is
background.
the other guy coming, by the way? The Charlie? No?
Oh yeah, we dropped off. Supposed to dropped off what's his face, the
No,
guy we saved from the cellar.
no. You mean like the other guy in the Discord, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think I didn't get any like messages from him in a while. So
Yeah, he was the one that
I
wanted to be like a Trent folk or something like that, right?
I I should probably just kick him. I just was too lazy for that to do it. Yeah,
Okay.
like he hasn't been answering me for about a month.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, so you want to go back to the house, but this time Mel does the talking.
I guess.
Yes, you're standing in front of the house again.
Hello?
Yes? Who's there?
I'm Mel Stonegazer. It's we've come back to make a few more inquiries, if that was okay.
Okay, as long as it doesn't take too much. It doesn't take too long. I have tea in a few minutes.
I don't want to be a bother. It shouldn't take long.
Okay, fine by me then. Come in. And
Steps in again, trying to avoid shitty wood.
yes, and you successfully do so.
Yeah. So we asked a bit about your husband, and that seems to put a pretty stifling veil on him. He, you know exactly what he did that got him in hot water to begin with?
I have. I think he took something. I think he stole something from. I think he tried to snatch something from a guard and got into a fight, and then they just dragged him off to jail.
Do I believe what she's saying?
You can do an insight check for that.
Yeah, see if she's just kind of like grasping for vague.
Does Arahant
Oh,
does the same?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn towards Arahan with a very like arching my brow, as in like question marking him. Also, do you allow cantrip versatility optional feature from Tasha's?
What
Changing
feature?
cantrips at long cantrip versatility. Cantrip formula, sorry, for wizards.
I would probably say I would allow it at like level ups to change like one cantrip, but not at rests.
Okay.
Um, may Arahant also make a check to on insight?
Yes, you may.
He doubled me up.
Uh, she seems to believe what she's saying, or she seems to be truthful.
Okay. From what we've gathered, he's done a little bit worse offense than stealing from a guard. It was actually from a higher official, the mayor even. And as I said, they put a pretty stifling bail for his release for the theft. And the only way we could really be able to surmount that bail would if we were to find the jewels that he stole. I don't know if you would have any idea of a stashing place he may put such wares, or like a fence he would go towards.
The jewels. So you're saying do you think he's the culprit behind like the the big police investigation that's going on right now? Huh.
Uh, at least the guards seem to think so.
I mean, usually he just tries to fence it off as soon as possible. Uh, whatever he takes, but I think I would have known if we've come to into the possession of like precious jewels or anything. Best thing he ever got me was this ring, and she shows like a ring she's wearing on her finger. There's like a green gemstone in there. Doesn't look super special or anything.
So either the guards are lying about the jewel theft and it's a cover up, or maybe he's just the shitty husband and is like, nah, it's my chance to start a new life. Would you happen to know, does he have a preferred fence that he likes to go to for his endeavors? Perhaps we could inquire with them and see if he had to drop any hot commodities off.
Um. Yes, he actually likes to go to a nearby tavern. There's a guy in there called Gabza, and he usually takes bites of stuff. Do you think you could get my husband out of? You could get him out of there if you find those jewels you're looking for.
They said that was at least the minimum to set his bail. As I said, I don't know exactly how in depth his crime is and how much blood they're willing to spend on recuperating that loss. But definitely finding the jewels would expedite the process and give the best chance of him getting out of the situation in the best of shape.
Yeah. Anyway, the tavern is just 2 blocks over. Did I, by the way, actually call? Oh no, I thought I just, when I made up the names, randomly swapped one letter, but I actually swapped 2 between the 2 names. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, they were close.
They're brothers.
And Gobza.
Yeah. So if you have any information on whatever's going on there, I would love to actually hear those.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank her for her time, and the other will do our part in trying to reunite her with her husband and get him out of the hot water that he's gotten himself into.
I'm gonna leave a familiar to watch over her, and if I'm gonna look for familiar's eyes, and if she moves, I'll just notify the party.
Um, basically, like 10 minutes after you're walking out, she also like leaves the house.
Okay, I'm gonna stop and walk towards the familiar then. I can only do that in the 100 feet though.
Oh. She basically, if you were to follow her, she just goes to another house, goes in there, and eats some kinda not great looking cake, and drinks, and basically drinks a cup of tea with a few other women.
Okay.
She's having
That's
a
Nothing
fine.
party.
suspicious.
Not
Nothing
really.
It's a girls'
suspicious.
night,
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
roachlet night.
Other than that, are you actually planning on visiting the tavern?
I mean, you guys can do that. I'm away.
Do the other two actually plan on visiting the tavern?
Yeah, I think it's our best lead so far.
It's like most buildings here. It's a very rundown inn. Um, just your sense of self-preservation tells you that if you want to keep your eyesight, you should probably not order drinks here. Uh, um, and yeah, you basically find the guy that she was talking around it, on a table in a corner. He's currently talking to someone else about the price of some ivory figurines.
Kind of like listen in on their conversation, but not directly interrupt it. You don't want to, never want to stop a tradesman from being able to ply their trade.
Yeah.
That's just rude.
Yeah, there's some talk about do you know what this is? Where did you get that from? And so on and so forth. And basically, and then even more talk about like the quality and such of the ivory. And at the end, they don't come towards an agreement.
Okay. Said I'll wait till they conclude their business, say their goodbyes, and then proceed to walk up to the presumed salesman or the pawn shop owner. Basically.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Yes, we were looking for a particular person, but that what was his name? Was it Gobza? I want to ask him for his name. Yeah, Mel's direct. Looking for a man named Gobza. Heard he might have some interesting wares to look over.
Well, that would be me. What kind of wares are you looking for?
Particularly some fine jewels, if possible.
Fine jewels. And what makes you think that I would have such things?
I mean, you probably know the lay of the land a lot more. I feel like things will just happen to find a way into your hands.
That you might be right about. I actually do have some jewels on me. What kind of price range are you looking for? Like, how fine of a piece of jewelry are we talking about?
I'll, like, look over to my compatriot.
Arhant says, oh, maybe about 10,000 worth?
10,000.
I think we appraise it lower. We think they were being weird about it. So probably close to like 1,000-ish. 2,000.
Okay. That sounds more reasonable. Yeah. I might have something in that price range, but I'm not carrying it with me.
No, I don't blame you.
How about you first? Show me that you can actually pay for it.
I show him the seal of my guild. We're good for that.
Ah, interesting. Don't have guild members show up here often. What would bring you? What brings you down like here to look for jewelry and not like at the Jewelers Guild?
We had some interesting inquiries and some weird happenstances that we thought those are the more humble folk may have more experience or more knowledge of things.
So is it a specific set of jewelry you're looking for?
Yeah, it's a pretty infamous set, if I may say so.
Infamous. Might you be talking about the mayor's jewels?
That is a pretty unique set of jewels. I would. If one were to happen to come across those, I could be interested in them.
Why would you want the mayor's jewels?
We got me there.
Why would you want those in particular? Is it some sort of sting operation?
Fuck, you got me. Trying to think. Ludwig, get in there, do a little dance.
Anyway, I don't have those anyway. And honestly, I don't really want to be brought into, like, I don't want anything to do with it.
So nothing that hot, you say?
Yeah.
Nah,
Can't have a big investigation coming after me.
Nah, yeah. So it seems that they're pretty content with their investigation. They've already pinned it on a poor dude. They don't know where the jewels went, but that's what I've heard on the streets, at least.
Sucks for him, I guess. Anything else I can help you with?
Well, if you don't have those jewels, have you had any recent interesting encounters with any clients or soon-to-be clients?
I mean, someone sold me this, and he basically takes that demon face medallion, like the one that you have found on the cultists out of his pocket. I think this counts as interesting, doesn't it?
Definitely very unique.
Yeah.
Would you happen to have a like who brought this to you? Were they similar to you guys, or was they an outlander? Or
I mean,
seems
I think from what you're talking about, you would know exactly who brought that to me, wouldn't you?
it just seems odd.
I think we both know that who brought me this was also the guy who's currently in jail for the jewel theft, and that's why you're interested in this, right?
That could be, yes. I don't like to see a poor man put down in chains for something he didn't do.
I I don't have much else, but let me just say to you, I've seen nobody trying to sell or buy those mayor's jewels, and none of my colleagues either have been offered them. So either they have been taken out of the city, or they are still in some stash, or it's just all made up.
The fact that the medallion was the piece that was exchanged leads to some questions.
What kind?
Nah, whether or not it's more so that he's in trouble for stumbling upon something rather than stealing something. The information can be just as valuable as any jewel.
I haven't been asking many questions about the origins of this piece, so wouldn't know much. Except, uh, I think I. Oh yeah, I think in passing he mentioned something about who he took it from. Um, it's on the tip of my mandible, but I can't really figure it out. Uh,
And I procure a gold coin and wipe it, polish it off. There you are.
yes, I remember. I remember. He said he actually took it off a guard. Weird that they would carry such a thing with them, isn't it?
Yes. Does he? There happen to be any individual description of this guard, or was it just a nonchalant, anonymous guard?
I'm afraid he hasn't mentioned much more about them.
Like look the Lodvik. What's your stance on this? Anything else you want to know?
Oh, no, not really. But during all that discussion, Arhant would like to.
Oh, hand. I'm sorry that I missed.
What? Was there something?
No, he just
Yeah, I like
he
missaid your name. I used your Discord name and not your character name. I was like, oh
Oh.
shit, I forgot.
I responded just the same, so. um, well, Arhant would, during all that exchange, would like to ascertain, basically, he would incite the discussion to see if there were moments where that merchant was stretching the truth or telling lies.
Yeah, you can give me another insight check.
And now my luck will turn, of course.
Okay. We are.
Maybe not.
You don't seem to notice much like untruthfulness. I mean, he seems to be generally pretty shifty, and he's also seems to be genuinely afraid of something happening to him if he's like brought into the investigation for the jewels.
Yeah. We could buy that like amulet off of him.
Well,
And do we want to be carrying that around?
Arahant will say nothing, but only point discreetly his finger towards Mel, and casting message, I will relay in a few words that the thing you just said, that he was truthful but concerned that he would be investigated if he went forth investigating the jewel. So you hear his voice, the voice of Arhant in your head.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. But he like steals himself for a minute, like, ah! Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's like, what kind of magic bullshit are you trying to pull off here?
Yeah.
He's asking that to me?
Yes.
To Arhant? Oh, well, it's nothing much. I sometimes have those flashes of insight and weird dreams, and sometimes I use that symbol or that gesture to try to ward them off. And I just had a thought, and it was quite unsettling because in 2 years from now, you will be invited. I saw you on a feast, and just be cautious about the fish.
I think you need to give me a deception check for that.
Well, with a -2,
Just roll high.
here goes nothing.
That's not too bad. Yeah, it was a 17. That's not bad.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I will be aware of it. he doesn't seem to be like super into like, fortune telling and stuff. So you're not sure if he believes you're on like that front, but on the like you actually trying to do it front, he seems to do. Anyway, are you here
That's
to
it
buy
for my
anything?
Nah, it was. How much would you part for that medallion? Yeah. How much would it take for you to part with that medallion?
15 pieces of gold.
That's still steep. Give you 12.
I will do 13.
Man, I've been doing his 13 tonight. But okay. I will pay him 13 for it.
Yeah. You can, yeah.
I'm gonna take it from party loot because this is a party thing.
Yeah, you can write down like another one of those roach demon amulets.
Does this one look any different? Like, does it look more regal in any way compared to the other one?
No, it looks the same.
Okay. Just trying to see if there was like a hierarchy sort of thing. And obviously, I doubt they put any identification marks on it. Like, hey, this is property of dead. If found, return to.
No.
Yeah. No,
Sadly not.
well, I think our business is concluded here. Let's go reconvene with the rest of our compatriots and let them know what we've discovered and we're able to suss out.
I would want to refill my water real quick.
Alright.
If that's not a problem. Okay.
No, I would like to take a short toilet break.
I am back.
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know why Lodric's screen has appeared to have become black.
I think he turned off his camera for a minute. Said he was going.
That looks more like putting something in front of it than it being turned off. But anyway.
I've not looked at it, and I just.
Do you guys all? Oh no. Anton also isn't here yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the toilet. My apologies.
No worries.
I was waiting on Anton now.
Maybe I should actually find out where I put like the picture I put in for the break screen back when I actually had one. But I'm pretty sure that picture has been lost somewhere in my folders.
Oh damn.
I can't find it. Have you guys already made any plans to where you want to go next? Or if not, so do you want to start planning?
I think immediately it's just reconvening with Fenrinor when she gets
Yeah.
back from her, or he gets back from his reconnaissance.
Okay.
And from there, I guess it's. Now we know the guards are suspect. At least one of them, or there's one. There's probably a multitude of them in on it. It looked like we may have should have set a reconvening time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of awkward. It would probably be less awkward if I had like if I actually had a break screen on, so it wouldn't, because I think people,
Just looking at you.
yeah. So now it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's not like anyone is really watching right now, I think. Wait, there's 2 people and only one of them is me. Okay, there is someone watching, actually.
I'm back.
Oh boy. Very nice. So, I'm assuming the party reconvenes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless something crazy happens on his tailing.
I think we've already established what happens.
Yeah.
What happened, so...
Nothing happens.
The head tea.
Right then. So as soon as I meet them, I'm gonna ask them what new information they acquired.
Um,
Well, it seems things are a bit more hairy than we initially anticipated, and we're gonna look around, make sure no one's like actively checking us out, and then like slowly pull the little medallion out of my pocket and show him.
Okay, I'm listening.
Seems our roach friend may have gotten himself into some hot water and pilfered something that he wasn't supposed to know was there to pilfer.
Okay,
Uh,
why do you have another medallion of those?
as I said, pilfered something that he wasn't supposed to pilfer, and he got this from a guard supposedly, which definitely complicates things.
Okay, so let's put 2 and 2 together. So the guards weren't truthful, telling us about the mayor's jewels. We don't know
What?
what they were not truthful about, but we know that they were lying about something.
Yes.
And from what I'm gathering, this medallion, whatever that is, was on the guard's body. I would assume that the guards didn't want us to dig any further in that, and they put a ridiculously high bail price for that thing, and are trying to shut the guy up, and hence why he's not in prison. He might even not even be alive, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, strong possibility. But yeah,
Oh,
so as I said, more complicated. And the fence we discussed has said there was no movement of any jewels that he or any of his contacts have known about. So unless they immediately fled from the city, it's unlikely that that was the
no,
cause of it.
but we know that the guards are in for it.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
we
yeah.
want to interrogate one of the guards?
I think that's a slippery slope. I think we'd be more pressed if we could figure out one of, if not a few of the conspicuous guards that are involved in this, and if we were to somehow able to suss out any definite guards or higher ups in their hierarchy that are not involved in it, that
Yeah,
may.
I'm suggesting that we can just tail one of the guards that were lying to us with my familiar, see where they're going, and just, well, if there are gatherings of any of those people that we're thinking of, we can just, tell the other guards that are supposedly not involved, or just do everything ourselves, I guess, which is less than ideal, but certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
Any other ideas?
I think eventually, if people keep seeing the same bird around town when they're doing their conspicuous things, they may get a little suspicious.
Yeah, but that would be the first time. They didn't see that particular bird. Plus, they can always resummon it into a different form.
Yeah, that cost stuff.
Anyway, can we go just stay outside the jail, seeing if there's that guard, specific guard that lied to us, is he still there?
Um, Yes, you can. And there has been a guard swap. He isn't there anymore.
Okay. Okay. All right. Is there like a timetable for the guards, like shift by shift?
I mean, there is a timetable, but it isn't public.
Yeah, see, if only one of us had taken that background where they were like a town guard. They're like, ah, yes, this is.
I mean, sure. Okay. Um, I want to ask then the guards that are currently, you know, there was this other guard on the previous shift, and he told us a little bit. We wanted to talk to one of the prisoners, as he said, on the if we pay the prisoner's bail, we can talk to the guy. Do you happen to know where we can find the guy or like his name by any chance?
Um, um, I'm not supposed to give out the guards' names.
All right then.
All right then. Move along, citizen.
How to play this? It's like we could note the time of day that guard was there, and then try to catch him tomorrow, and then tail him. But then that's giving more time for whatever foul things that are afoot to continue, and that definitely probably ensures old boy's dead. Although if it was 4 days ago, like she said, he's probably already fucked. Let's be real.
Probably yes.
Unless
I could take another gold coin, but if those guards are corrupt and any excuse is good to put you or throw you into jail, they could say that I tried to bribe them. What actually would be kind of.
Like the other play is like to act like you're in the know of the group, but if you give yourself off as sounding like a cultist to the wrong guard that's not in the cult, then you'll also just get tossed in jail for being a heretic. Slippery slope either way. Is there like a higher official, like a garrison commander or something like that we could get an audience with?
I think so. Um, yeah. You would need to go to like the main barracks of the guard and ask over there. It is basically the building next door.
Yeah. Man, but it really suck if he's involved too. Because then that's like telling the head man, hey, we're on to your shit. You guys propose.
I am seriously out of ideas.
So am I. Mm,
We could find
is DM a question? Is the guards post on a different location than the jail? Is
Uh,
the jail part of the guard's post?
basically, they are next to each other.
Hmm.
If we could get ourselves put in there for a lighter crime than being a cultist or anything else like that, then you could possibly get some inside information. At worst, you'd be there for like a day or two. Like get into like a street fight or something.
I am not going to jail again.
Well, then I was about to propose which of us is the best, because obviously we're gonna get frisked and not have any of your equipment. I don't know which of us is best in that situation. I am most definitely not the best person to be in there without my equipment.
I'm gonna show him the manacles marks on my wrists, and then I will be the best, but I'm not going back to jail.
I don't understand what that means, but well, I mean, I understand like that you don't want to go back to jail, like, but like you showed me those manacles, like, I don't know what that
Manacles
means.
marks on wrists.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you literally went like a weird like tattoo. Okay, but you mean yeah, impressions. Yeah, okay, I got you now. I don't know. I don't know what our play is. Who do I think would know about stuff?
We can visit our roach friend and apply some amnesia treatment to him. But I don't think he will know a lot. If he knew that, he would probably tell us.
I don't think she knows anything.
Could we remind no, the roach, the information broker.
Yeah,
Could
the,
we
the, the
remind ourselves?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, could we remind ourselves who of the Duke's men are in the city? Maybe they can offer us some insight on the guards.
The Duke's man. Um,
Yeah, the one is injured. We remember that.
yeah, the one that injured and the two bodyguards. The
That's
bodyguards
about
have
it.
actually moved on without you, basically. Um,
But the injured guy is still within here, right?
yeah, I think you dropped. I don't actually. I think he probably put himself into a hospital of some sort.
Okay, so how about we pay the guy a visit? I mean, he's our last straw here because if he doesn't get us inside, we might as well just, I don't know, spy on the guards until we find the guy. Because it's obviously that there is a fuckery of it, and I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be calm leaving that kind of enemy behind my back. Because most people don't even know they're there. Anyway, I'd want to visit the guy.
Maybe we can try.
Yes. You managed to visit him in the hospital he put himself in.
How's the recovery going?
Fine. Are we already moving on to the Duke?
Not quite. There's something we would want to resolve in here for now. And I quickly bring him on to speed that I'm using writing notes so that no one can eavesdrop on us.
Huh?
We could have Alahan like giving him it through like his message cantrip.
Yeah, something of that caliber would work.
So, what do you actually want to tell him?
I want to tell him that A, there are guards that are trying to cover up the cultist involvement since they put a guy who found a cultist symbol on one of the guards in prison, and the bail to place him out is ridiculously high, and it's supposed to have nothing to do with Mayor's jewels, and the guy's most likely not alive. So we have strong reasons to believe that city guards are in the cultist coop, I guess. What would be the word in the cultist?
Conclave.
Um, now,
Grasp.
In the cult?
no.
Yeah, like
In
in
a
the cult.
cultist conspiracy or in the cultist plot, something along those lines. We have strong reasons to believe that, and I relay all that information to him.
Hmm. And do you
There's a
have...
lot to unpack there. Yeah.
Yes. That sounds like a much larger thing than just what I've uncovered. So,
There are no demons here yet. Yet.
Well, that we know
yet.
of.
So do you have any plans on how to act on it?
We thought, is there anything that a duke's servant can do to get us inside in the city guard to obtain some information?
Um,
Do you have any people that we can contact that you know are trustworthy?
I don't think. Uh, I don't know of anyone in the city. Uh, of like an official servant of the Duke that would have enough pull in the city.
Okay then, so I don't think we have any other choice. We just have to make it towards the Duke as soon as possible. Because God knows how many days we will spend trying to uncover this plot. I mean, we can spend one more and see if we can get a drop on this set guard, but if we don't, then well, we we were kind of out of time on the clock. What do you think?
Like I said, there's always the fisticuffs.
Yeah, but we don't know. Like, if there was that guard, we would know where to apply said fisticuffs, but we don't. And we don't know if that guard will be on duty tomorrow. And if he
I mean, just
doesn't,
getting tossed in jail was the goal of it. And then,
oh, I mean, I don't want to go to jail. I doubt you will be in your place in jail. And I'm looking at Harahan and just nod my head left and right. Like, not in a million years. So, we don't actually have anyone to put into a jail.
no, I mean, I just don't have the tools to really hatch anything good in there. I could talk to people, but I mean,
Right, so how about we stay for the day, and then tomorrow try to just basically find the garden. If we don't, well, we can pick up from there.
yeah, we can note the time of day that we know he was there, and hopefully he has consistent shift.
Yeah. So you're waiting for another day.
Yep.
Yes. I'm assuming you're. Where are you actually going to sleep?
Didn't we rent like a room of some sorts?
I thought we did
You
the
re-
inn where we originally got like the bounty
Yeah,
off the board.
The yawning snail.
yeah. You rented a room like 4 years, yes, 4 days ago. But
Oh, okay. Can we stay at the same place?
uh, yes. Do you want separate rooms or one or a group room or?
It's probably better if we get a group room in case
Yeah.
they try to like off us if they've gotten wind of what we've been doing.
Sure, sure. That sounds very logical to me.
Yeah, group room would be the safest also.
Yep. Then that would be 1 silver coin in total.
Just take the party loot. So, gold. We have 9 silver pieces.
I gotta love how you how you changed the actual gold in the inventory, but the name of the sheet is party loot 60 gold.
I don't know why I never got a name. Somehow we'll work that into our team name, so we're gonna keep it that way. Eventually, it has to happen. Once we get famous, you gotta have a team name.
I'd rather stay away from being famous, to be honest.
Infamous, then. In any case, nap time.
Alright, before we go to sleep, I will place a Jesus. A silver lining around the perimeter of the room so that if anyone crosses, we would know.
Yeah. You have like, I'm not going to say you have like a super like refreshing night of sleep. You're probably kind of worried, but about stuff that no one is really interrupting you. Yes, you wake up again at the morning.
Seated on waking up, boys.
So we had a long rest.
You had a long rest, yes.
Then I will roll my 2 portent die.
Sounds good.
9 and a 15.
Okay, so you're going to basically wait until roughly the same time and then go.
We'll try to catch a guard, yes.
Yes. You come back to. You go back to the jail at the appropriate time, and the same guy is still. The same guy is there again.
Yeah, the shady one that told us the whole thing, or the whole large bail and all that stuff.
Yeah, that guard. Yes.
Okay.
Does anyone has Zone of Truth?
Is that even a second level spell?
It's a second level spell.
Hmm.
It's a second level spell for clerics. Oh, so we don't have it because we have a multi-class. Okay, I understand now.
Yes, indeed. I only have one level in cleric.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Right, we know that the god is there, we just don't know how to make him tell the truth. And I don't think somehow that if we roll up to him and say we know what you're in, it will
That he,
be
yeah,
sufficient.
he can pull his power play of I'm a guard. What I say goes. At least compared to our own say on the matter.
Yeah, this is why I don't. This is why I thought we could interrogate the guy. But then, it's also pretty risky if we don't get out of him whatever we. There are two sides to that issue. First, we need him to confess, and second, we need someone from the guards to hear that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we'll just, well, be arrested.
Yeah. Well, what sort of spells do we have to work with? Is that a
Sleep.
character?
I have sleep. Also, I have fog cloud.
I don't think the latter helps as much unless we need to make a speedy getaway. Ink cloud and a runoff. Like squid.
Yeah, again, I have sleep. I don't know how useful that will be.
Most of my spells are made to detect things like poison and disease, evil and good, to detect magic. Uh,
Exact evil and good might be really useful there.
Nah, I mean, if you're in a cult, you're probably not a good person.
No,
well,
because of how the spell technically works, it will be very
no,
useful there.
indeed, it's detect evil and good help me to ascertain if beings are either celestials, fiends, undead, and one or other two things, I think. Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead.
Thing is, I don't know if we would think the guard themselves. So we would want to try to follow the guard to a location and then see if they give hints of that off.
Yeah, we're not trying to interrogate him inside the guard thing, that's for sure.
Like all by his guard buddies, listen here. We know what you did last summer.
No, you don't.
He doesn't know that.
And we all
Yeah.
have good deception skills, yes, indeed.
I mean, I have good I'm gonna kick your ass if you don't talk skill, but it doesn't translate to good deception. Or even intimidation. Anyway, I think we should follow the guard to see what he's up to. And then we can proceed from information that we gathered. I don't know if
Let's
it makes
take
sense for
out.
all of us to be here. I'm just gonna chill out and have my familiar, and you guys can do whatever you want.
I mean, I can be at range. Like, if shit goes south, then I can contribute, but I don't need to directly be there unless I'm talking to him. But I don't see why I gotta be the one talking. Or I don't think we're gonna be talking until we see him do something.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we do that.
Yeah.
Follow the guard to see what may happen, and if nothing happens, then we have a plan. We just leave the city and inform the Duke that there's a fuckery afoot.
So the guard has 4-hour shift,
Okay.
during which you're probably not trying to constantly stare at him,
No, we're not.
because that would be a little bit awkward. Are you just waiting in front of the jailhouse?
No?
No, just like following behind him. I guess acting the part
I
of
mean,
where
while he
we're at
has the
the moment.
shift, like, in the jailhouse, what would you do while he's doing that?
Uh,
Uh, just waiting outside for him to come out? Or...
all staring at the door.
No, we're not.
I
Or
know.
Is there like anything within the 100 feet radius where we can hide?
I mean, you could always try to hide in like an alley and peek around the corner towards the
I don't
door.
need to peek around the corner. I can use familiar to see his eyes.
Oh yeah.
What else is near the guard place? Is there any like little shops or anything like that?
Um. Yeah, they're actually relatively close to like the main like trade streets and on the same street as the guard. There's also a few merchants.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mel's gonna go talk to merchants, especially those in the craft of making weaponry and stuff.
Do you actually want to know something specific for them, or do you just make small talk about weapons, basically?
Oh, he's just talking up his entire craft and like giving them his play-by-play of everything he's done. Like, this is my accomplishments, blah 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 blah, and I've done this and this and this. I've known for
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Trade stories, basically.
And Finranor is just basically hiding somewhere and using his familiar to look at the door. Or keep an eye on when the guy leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, basically after the shift is over, he leaves. He enters like the main guardhouse. He is there for 10 minutes. He leaves again.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him as best as I can.
Yeah.
The familiar will follow him. I'll be 100 feet away from the familiar, breaking line of sight from the guy.
Um, he basically goes towards a residential district, and he goes into a house, and that's basically what he does. If you try to look into the house, it doesn't look super out of the ordinary. Like, it's like you're not seeing him doing like any super weird stuff.
Can I establish if that's his house?
You would assume so.
Okay, I'm gonna get close and cast detect magic.
Detect
Ritual.
magic. How thick of a wall does detect magic go through? It's 1 foot of stone. I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, 3 foot of wood or dirt.
So I guess it more depends on how like good his windows are. Like if you can get anything through the window.
Yeah. You don't see anything magical through the windows.
Okay.
Is there like a chimney or other sort of
Yeah.
open surface?
The house
Okay.
does have a chimney.
You can send like your familiar down that to get closer and possibly be able to see.
All right, I'll try to do that, but I'm trying not to see but to hear anything inside.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you were saying.
I want not to see but to hear something inside if it's possible.
Yes, give me a perception check for that, I guess.
Okay, familiar has advantage on wisdom. 16.
Are you trying to hear for something specific or for and for how
Well,
long?
the information, I mean, basically, since I'm not really limited by time, I want to listen until he leaves the house or until I hear something about, fiends, this school or something. Basically, I'm trying to ascertain if he's involved
Yeah,
and to
listen
what
for
degree
any
he's involved.
incriminating.
He seems to be spending a normal evening and then going to bed.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm bored out of my mind and I'm starting to lose my patience because that seems to lead nowhere. Okay, I'm just gonna come back and say, guys, I think tomorrow we should leave for the Duke. Because it's not going anywhere, we're just losing time and time is of the essence. What do you think?
I mean,
Well, it could be a red herring indeed.
I mean, that's breaking into his house though. When he goes back to his shift, we stay another night. He goes back on his shift. We break into his house. Find out they had a nice dinner last night. No, it's whatever you guys want to do. I don't have any leads.
I don't have any ideas, and it seems to be going nowhere, so
Mm.
no, I'm not gonna waste any
I
more time
propose
on this.
I propose we go to we check out the part of the Duke.
Yes, it seems to be more fruitful.
Yeah. Um.
I'm at a loss. I have to admit, I am at a loss.
So, visiting the Duke, you're probably going to take Mr. Edward Zimmerman, the injured guy. You're probably taking him with you,
Yeah, we
Yes,
do.
he said
as
he'd
well
provide a
as
cart and stuff.
the scrolls, and yeah, he again rents a cart. The journey towards um, the city where the Duke's Manor is, called Grundingen, is relatively eventless for the first few days, though on the third day you come across a man who appears to be a merchant standing by a wagon with a broken wheel by the road.
I don't trust those fucking things. I'm gonna have Familia to scout ahead. Like, around the thing in 100-foot radius. Is there anything suspicious?
Give me a perception check. Oh,
Okay.
wait, did you already know that's the last perception check?
No, that's the guard house perception
Yeah.
check. That was a 13. It's not really it's not very good.
Oh, no, you don't notice anything suspicious.
Okay. Hello there, good sir. What are you doing in those lands? Do you need some help?
I mean, it's kind of obvious that I do need some help, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna take. Do I have a crowbar I'm interested in? No, I don't, but I have a pole. So I'm gonna use pole like a lever, trying to help him out in picking up the cart so that he can place a wheel if he has any spare wheels.
Uh, no, he wouldn't have any spare wheels.
Well, give me some time. I'll make him a wheel.
Um, if you just wanted to basically really quickly fix a part, I'm assuming you have woodworker's tools, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, make it like a temp fix. Like I'm not making like an extravagant wheel. It's like, hey, this is enough to get you.
if you just want to basically fix the broken wheel, I'm assuming woodworker's tools will probably include like screws or glue or whatever, it would only take like 1 or 2 hours. You're assuming.
I'm keeping my ears and eyes fucking peeled for anything.
Nah, may as well. Helping a fellow tradesman. Don't let him get back to his business.
I'm thinking this is kind of a standard thing to do because it's basically like, yeah, you just need to have something to fill in the broken part of the wheel. So I don't think it's big enough for you to need to roll on it.
Yeah, like it's in my craft.
The
Not a-
merchant, the merchant is very thankful and tells you that his name is Jens Jinstag, and he has a jewelry shop over in Berg. And if you have, so he's like on the like other way, like coming into the other direction. And if you ever cross ways again, or if you ever come there, he would be willing to give you a discount.
Right, do we
could-
need to ask him about the jewels, guys? Because it seems to be like a dead end.
No, will you post his name, please?
Um.
So I can put it in my notes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that.
Wait, let me remove the T I actually fat fingered at the end of the name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have never gotten that. Jewelry merchant.
Yes. Uh, if you don't have anything in particular you want to talk to him about during the fixing or anything,
Yeah, I
Well-
want to know if he knows anything about the marriage jewels and what is their importance.
he
And I
says.
tell him like basically the whole story that it has been snatched, and one guy is charged with snatching them, and the bail is 10,000 gold pieces. Does it seem like reasonable price for them? I
Most,
don't think the mayor can afford such jewelry.
most definitely not. There is a part of there is some jewelry to like the major's official uniform, but it mostly has like symbolic value and not like actual like value. It's
Super
not the most
monetary value.
expensive stones. It's
You wanted to say mayor's official uniform, right? Not
yes,
mayor's.
mayors.
Okay, good to know.
Did I say major instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
He would guess if anyone would steal them, they would be about like 200 gold pieces worth at most.
oh damn, way underpriced. Whew.
Apparently.
Yeah, we thank you for your expertise on the matter.
Yeah, I wonder if that becomes relevant. Be careful on your way back.
I will. Be careful on the journeys as well. Safe travels and so on and so forth. And
You don't have to tell me that I'm always paranoid. You know what my teacher used to say? Beware of an old man in a craft where men die young, and he's old as fuck.
oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention that guy is a gnome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not super. It's anyway.
I can respect their like craftsman or mind for craftsmanship and such.
The rest of the travels the rest of the travel goes mostly without a hitch, and arriving at the city of Grundingen, you are greeted by the guards at the door, and basically Edward shows them the Duke's sign and says that the scrolls are coming in for him. They let you through, and Edward shows you the way to the Duke's mansion.
All right, then lead the way.
Yes.
That was a joke. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah. Anyway, just point in the right direction.
Basically, yeah. It's a relatively huge manor at the edge of the city. It's surrounded by very high hedges and has like a big iron bar gate at the front. There are two servants standing in front of it, and when you arrive there, they would ask you why you're there. But I mean, you have Edward with you. He will answer for you. They will let you guys in.
Nice.
Before that happens, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic. Like once like the whole procedures are going in, I want to know exactly how many devils are inside the Duke's home.
Okay. So when you cast Detect Magic, first of all, the entire gate and the hatch very much give off some sort of enchantment.
I mean, I would assume conjuration or abjuration, something like that. Like in terms of School of Magic, Detect Magic tells me School of Magic.
Yeah. I was going with enchantment.
Enchantment. Okay.
Because
I mean, I don't know what good the mind control would do against an attacker, but sure.
I mean, I'm just assuming that like a magically reinforced door or something like this would probably be enchantment, wouldn't it?
It'd probably be abjuration, but yeah, let's go ahead. It's not really that important.
Yeah. Um. The door, like the main door to the mansion, has a big brass, basically devil's head door knocker thing on it, and behind it, a butler opens up once you guys knock. The door itself, or I now need to actually think about what school that would be. What is this? Then it would probably be something similar. The door has conjuration magic on it.
Okay.
And once you guys step through, detect magic dissipates.
Okay. Can I cast any spell at all inside this thing? Like a mage hand? Are they like really similar?
You can actually cast a mage hand.
Okay, so it's just run out,
Uh,
I assume.
if you were to try to refresh it, it doesn't. If you try to refresh detect magic, it doesn't work.
Okay.
I don't want you sizing up valuables to steal.
Oh, by the way, don't touch anything in this mansion. I don't think it's a safe idea.
Yeah. The mansion. I mean, it's a relatively big house. It isn't the most lavishly decorated, but it still looks relatively expensive. There's a big carpet going through the main hallway, many doors going off to the side, and a big stairway going up in the middle. The railings of the stairway hold are basically made in the shape of giant centipedes, with the railings body being like the centipede body, and the like metal beams holding the railing up being like legs, basically. And you are being led up the stairs. If I'm assuming that you're actually following and not just trying to, I don't know, look into the other rooms or anything.
Again, I don't think it's a safe idea.
Yeah.
Just following.
You're following. You you don't really encounter many servants on the way. Only basically the butler who's leading you.
Close to the butler, does he have a tail? To my blind side. I'm not falling for this shit again.
Does he actually doesn't have a tail.
Alright. Just, some weird things you ask in D&D,
You seem a bit on edge, Fenrir. You okay?
Oh, you don't know me well enough if you think I'm on edge now.
Casting spells left and right, like twitching around, looking at everybody. I understand. Meeting nobility can be a bit hair-raising at times.
I mean, I respect the Duke. I never met him, but I respect the guys that are under his command. Given the things that we uncovered in the past recent couple of whatever, I don't feel exactly safe in this mansion.
If you worry about everything, you can't live life that way.
And if I worry about everything, I'm pretty sure I will live a longer life.
No,
I
you're
want to
hard to
die
live out
of
from all
old
the stress.
age. Let's say that. I want to die of natural causes.
Yes. You are being basically led into the Duke's room. Or it's not really the Duke's room. It's actually a meeting room. Where he's already sitting at the end of a long table. There has actually been food and drinks prepared. The room also has like multiple cabinets showing off like expensive silverware, porcelain and stuff like that. The Duke himself is a man. You would probably assume that he is a drow. Because he has bluish gray skin. He wears he basically wears a hood, and above the hood, or a hooded cape. Yeah, that's how one could describe it. And on top of it, he wears what kind of looks like a crown made out of ivory. And he greets you in a cold but like in a business-like but friendly fashion, let's say.
We'll let our friend give the opening for us.
And he gestures you to take a seat.
Do so.
Thank you, Your Grace.
I have heard you bring dire news.
Something along those lines, yes.
If I may enlighten you on a bit of the situation we've gathered.
Is there anyone apart from us and the Duke in this room?
The butler is still in the room.
Okay, alright, and no one else.
No one else.
Well, just kill it, I guess. From what we've gathered, we found some cult activity that that was actually how we helped. What was his name again? The guy we saved. I
Uh,
can't think of his name.
Zimmerman, Edward Zimmerman.
Edward Zimmerman. We found him in dire straits and followed up on that, and from there we now know, unfortunately, that they seem to have infiltrated the guard in the city. And I'll present the talisman, matching talisman to those we saw on the cultists, was procured from a guard by a pickpocket, and that thief was thrown into jail to silence any word of there being any cultist mistidings in the city, we presume. They set some crazy bounty or a bail on his head and made this false narrative about the mayor's jewels being the things stolen and pricing them as 10,000 gold pieces, which is just a ludicrous amount for what would presume be more a matter of station at best. No real monetary value, if he had anything to that note. So,
That medallion. Can you give it to me?
of course, I'll give it to the butler to presumably give to him.
Yes. He picks it up, looks at it, and then whispers something into his butler's ear. The butler leaves. I think I saw that symbol once before. I just sent him off to grab the relevant documents. And after a while, the butler comes back, and he comes back with a book on. Basically, it's like a diary of one of his informants, and there's like also a picture of that symbol in there, and it's related to an invasion or to a demonic invasion that happened far into the east of here, and it happened round about 300 years ago. It talks about cultists claiming to be in service of a demon lord they call Akishigal. It also talks about means of attack like those roaches and some sort of hive mind system. And with that, the Duke, after like showing these pages, I have dealt with those people before. They are, or with that kind of an infestation, they are particularly persistent.
Your Grace, I also have dealt with them before under your command during our raids.
Yes. I don't think with like an invasion of that particular like cult though.
Yes, just regular, if fiends can be regular.
Well, yeah, we saw firsthand at least a slice of what they plan to do with the populace, and is disgusting at best, feeding the poor folk and then turning them into basically incubation pods for their foul creatures.
I must tell you, it might get way worse than that. His
Out of
servants.
character, we did tell him about the guards in in the Berg. I think the city is called, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, we told him that
Yeah,
they were
Burke.
involved.
Okay, he didn't react, right?
He like about the bodyguards being devils, or about like the
No,
guard being
about
infiltrated. Yeah.
the god being infiltrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would also mention that that is like kind of typical. His servants are masters of, how would I call it, fleshcraft, stitching things together of dead bodies, and
A bit of vivisectionists sort of thing.
yeah, and creating abominations or disguises. They are known to be killing off people and basically using their body as a disguise.
Some body snatcher shit.
They are, and the most troubling part is with like a normal cult, it's more like a nest of termites or ants or something like that. Once you cut the head off, once you kill the leader, it's gone. But with these guys, it's more like an actual, roach infestation. It isn't over unless every single one of them has been crushed. And he puts a little bit emphasis on it by like hammering his fist onto the table.
Well, if we were to try to enact this extermination, what do you think would be our best course of action to
Um, I think first of all, I would grant you a writ saying that you are under my protection, or in my service. Maybe you can get into some places with that you wouldn't otherwise. Next, I think the most important part would be establishing the perimeter of the cult, like how far out does it reach, and it's probably best to work from the outside in, except if there's like any, major things popping up. Like, as long as it's just about rooting out the cold, I would start to slowly, tighten the net around them and limit their influence on all sides. Try to find out where they're attacking next, preventing it, making them spend resources they can't afford. Avoid letting them gather more bodies for their rituals or food or for stitching together. Yeah.
Well, as far as handling the situation in Berg, what would you? Should that be something we immediately attempt to do something about, or is it? Do we need to try to set the net up first.
Yeah, also
I-
there's one little thing I wanted to mention. There might be devils in your mansion, you know? Are you aware of that?
I am aware of that.
Oh,
I am very aware
that,
of that.
that was unexpected.
Do you really think they could hide from me?
It's not that I thought why, if I may ask?
I mean, it's easier to let them think they are that you don't know where they are than exposing them and them finding another way, is it?
Well, yeah, but
This way I
alright,
can
I'll
also keep
trust.
an eye on them at the same time.
In any case, as I said, like, do you think we should try to tackle Berg first or setting the net?
I think if they it sounds like they're planning something major in Berg. Like this, it sounds like they are past the stage of just being there. If they actually carry like already carry like holy symbols with them for whatever magic they are doing, and if they are already infiltrating officials, it sounds like they really are up to something there. Um, I think.
Yeah, we also saw several vermintides, you know, and modified insects.
No,
Um,
I think he knows of like what their
Yeah, I think
MO
he
is.
does.
yes. Like I said, masters of fleshcraft. They are also not opposed to like, yeah, modifying their demonic servants, or the demonic servants are not averse to modifying themselves. Um, so I will give you a writ with which you get should be able to investigate whatever is going on in the jail, and we'll see from there. I think that would be a good first matter of action. Try, maybe try to look into whether the mayor is involved in it as well.
I mean, he seems suspect just because of the the whole Jules situation as a cover. But
Yeah.
who knows? Would there be any way that we may receive some funds in order to try to either bolster our own arms or our allies, or to help in setting up
Um,
eventually the net, or to taking on affairs?
I am afraid that I don't have all my money on hand. This is not like my main residence. Um, I should have some with me though. Um, do you think you would be able to go far with, let's say, 25 pieces of platinum?
I mean, any little bit helps. That's a good
It's not
sum.
exactly a little bit, you know.
That's 250 gold.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
I mean, I'm used to
I mean,
funding armies. It isn't much to me, but I don't have like much, here. Though I might have some objects of
Okay.
interest in my storage, maybe.
Do you have any spell scrolls? That's of most interest for me personally, and probably for my friend over there.
Um,
He's a seeker of arcane knowledge, but he's much more studied and disciplined than I am.
okay. We should have a bunch of spell scrolls. Let me.
Yeah, we can just look at what always got available.
Um, my my daughter is actually quite the student of magic. She probably has a few scrolls that she might borrow you in her chambers. Butler introduce them to her and then show them off and then show them what we have in our storeroom.
All right then.
So in the um in the yeah, the butler then leads you into another room where a relatively young-looking woman of with almost white blonde hair is currently like studying some sort of scroll, and there's like multiple basically the room is like filled with scrolls almost. And after a brief introduction, she introduces herself to you as Siadra Ashwhite, as she's the daughter. She's the adoptive daughter of the Duke, which explains why she isn't a drow. And she offers you to look around in her magic scrolls. Basically, she points like to a certain, like to one corner of the room where most of the scrolls with a level that you can cast are in.
I mean,
Like
which is
most of-
first?
Yeah, where like low level spells are in.
In my case, second also.
Yeah, but you can't learn second level spells, right?
I mean, we can still have them and copy them later.
Yeah, that basically that corner is there's like scrolls for the spells in that corner range from like first to third level. And I'm assuming you are looking specifically for wizard spells because yeah, those are the ones that you can copy.
E.
Yeah, so I would be interested in Shadowblade, Web, Misty Step, and let me actually see. Yeah, Shadowblade, Web, Misty Step, and Tasha's Mind Whip. Four spells that I would be really curious to copy when I'll have the right time.
Shadow.
Okay, so should I just send you the names and you can determine if there are any of those?
How about uh, we kind of need to quit in an hour anyway, right? Because one of you guys needed to go at 11, I think.
It's almost 11 for me.
Oh. It's your 11 where you need to leave, okay.
No, I don't have to leave at 11.
Who was it then? Oh yeah, it was Ludwig who can't. Who had,
Yes, I can go.
Yeah.
I cannot go much higher than 11
Yeah.
p.m. CST
So,
because
seeing
I
that
have
we
I have
only
to go
have
to
like
work.
1 hour left anyway, how about you guys write me what your we end the session here. You guys basically tell me what you're looking for, and I will actually let you know what you guys actually find like somewhere over the next week.
Okay.
Okay.
And then for the stuff he has in his like the items and stuff, those are predetermined, right? Like what he has is what he has.
Yes.
Okay. So if we wanted to go over those as well, or if you wanted to wait to go over them, that's fine too.
I would say this would kind of be a good point to end it.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. So, in that case,
Yeah. Also, did he determine like was these goods and stuff uh instead of the platinum, or was he doing it all to fuel war?
it all, yes. The platinum
Okay.
and maybe some of its goods.
Okay, and how much platinum was it? The way I can put this, I didn't
25.
know if it was. Okay, just want to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, with that, we'll end the session here. For Lewoko in chat, if you want to know like the context, you can go on my YouTube channel and go look through like the first session, or once this ends, go at the start of the VOD where you would find like the recap of last session done by Lodwick, and yeah, hopefully see you guys next week on Fridays again. On Friday again.
Next week?
It's not actually tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
next week, Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
No, so we're switching back to Friday. I thought we were staying Thursday.
Oh,
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
if you guys want, we could also stay on Thursday. But let me first end stream. So have a good one, everyone.